to...
Liberty and freedom are complex concepts. They go back to religious ideas of free will and are related to the ruler mystique implicit in absolute monarchs. Without absolute monarchs patterned after the old gods and ruling by the grace of a belief in religious indulgence, liberty and freedom would never have gained their present meaning. These ideals owe their very existence to past examples of oppression, and the forces that maintain such ideas will erode unless renewed by dramatic teaching or new oppressions. This is the most basic key to my life. Leto II, God Emperor of Dune. Dar es Balat Records. Welcome back to Dune Saga, everyone. This is Season 5 of our Dune campaign here on the Stolen Fires channel. I'm Eric, your GM for this multi-arc adventure series, which continues tonight with our final storyline to our saga, Eye of the Storm. A warm welcome and salutation to new and old viewers alike here to the Stolen Fires channel on Twitch, where there's always an awesome TTRPG live play to look forward to. Just as a content warning, this program does feature adult situations and language, so it may not be suitable for all ages. Viewer discretion is advised. And as we continue our collective descent into hell, I still wanted to bring attention to the plight of the Palestinian people in Gaza and the West Bank at the hands of the Israeli government and their enablers. Please support groups like Palestine Action at global.palestineaction.org/donate, U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights over at uscpr.org, and the Palestine Children's Relief Fund at pcrf.net. Link is in the description. Music attribution and shoutouts go to Pixabay, Scott Buckley, Dan Curtis Music, White Bat Audio, Coag Music, Tabletop Audio, Repulsive Sound, and Blear Moon. You can find more awesome ambient sounds and tunes over at secretpress.bandcamp.com, scottbuckley.com.au, darrencurtismusic.com, and pixabay.com/music. Thank you to our viewers and fans for tuning in. Our house entourage is here and ready to engage in the deadliest of intrigues. Let's introduce you, beginning with Aaron.
Hello, everyone. I am Aaron, pronouns she, Faye. I'm Greg Cthulhu pretty much everywhere. I'll be playing Administrator Eloise, whose pronouns are she, they.
Okay. Ambrose.
Hello, everybody. I am your favorite changeling, Ambrose. Favorite, maybe. Who knows? Well, this evening I shall be playing Lysander and Zoshir for you. So, Zysander or Loshir, however you prefer it.
That sounds like you've shipped them. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. That sounds like their ship name.
I'm not opposed.
I'll be taking notes. Leo.
Hello, my name is Leo. You can find me here playing this game. And today I'll be playing Archibald.
Last but not least, of course, Rachel.
Hello, I'm Rachel. I'm also Stolen Fires. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy your time here. I play Lady Daphne, and sometimes a more mysterious person. Who? I don't know. Watch the dice box.
Excellent. Now, just for a quick recap of the last session's events, if you do the honors, Aaron.
Oh no, Aaron crashed!
Oh no!
We have
Ambrose,
lost.
would you be so kind as to do the recap?
We have lost Aaron. Sure. Dr. Yue works on how to screen the infected and how to implement a cure. He calls a meeting before everyone leaves and reveals what he's learned. A major one is that victims suffer heavy metal poisoning thanks to the metal of the nanites. Once infection happens, the nanites take up residence in the brain, which must be removed with difficulty. But he tested a procedure on Lysander, which proved successful. By inducing a death state, the nanites either leave the body or can no longer utilize the bioelectric charge for energy. Fortunately, screening is easy and only requires 10 to 20 milliliters of body fluid, including blood. He produced a spring-loaded needle coated with a mild paralytic poison for collecting samples. Fortunately, they don't have the equipment necessary for mass testing, nor the time to test everyone present at the Landsrod. But the entourage needs to assemble a list as best they can, especially the heads of houses. Eloise arrives with a luxurious entourage, the better to distract from Dr. Yue's setting up trauma and triage centers around the city. Oddly enough, when they arrive, it appears some kind of event is going on, something revolving around memorializing the attack on the Landsrod. The guild administrator decides not to use these crowds as human shields and heads straight for the palace. However, neither the Emperor nor his truthsayer are present. Instead, Count Hasimir Fenring serves as a fill-in. Eloise hints she knows about the murder of Lady Randall, which gets Fenring's attention and reveals Mosum's death. He doesn't react while hearing that, but offers Administrator Eloise a Sardaukar escort to the Landsrod building. Meanwhile, Archibald is looking for Duke Leto's family. He thinks if Lady Jessica and Paul are here, they probably aren't imprisoned far away. But this is where a duke is kept, and security measures are high. Unfortunately, Archibald is stymied and escorted back to the public area. As he moves, another person sneaks into the crowd, eavesdropping on the houses, wondering who will vote how. After being escorted back to the public area, Archibald also tries to eavesdrop. House Carino has the most sway, as do the Harkonnen, thanks to their control of Arrakis. Many of the smaller houses fear the Emperor and going against him publicly. But he does identify the envoy of House Ikaz, Morgan Zafan. Somewhere, there's a disturbance among the chambers of House Thorvald. Eloise, meanwhile, turns her gaze on Tupile and has visions of many ships preparing to leave. The new Jihad has heard from Inessa and are evacuating the system. She suddenly communicates this to Lysander and says it's bad news for them. She tells him to do nothing for now, except inform Archibald. They discuss the issue, perhaps delaying the vote at least another week to buy everyone else more time. Eloise knows she could disrupt the procedures. They won't earn her any favors, but when she was interested in those. Oh, but when was she? Duh. Sorry. One of her face dancers moves through the crowd, settling on the representative from House Mutelli, Roman Rudy. The face dancer gladly spreads rumors of heresy and the Emperor not receiving his hayliners on time. This intrigues him, and Archibald watches the Mutelli representative speak with Ava Vara of House Weirdas. House Weirdas is known to be heavily involved in gossip, if not espionage. After some study, he gets a better grasp on the dynamics between the houses, and which houses might be exploited, which are slavers, and which are incredibly religious and loyal to the Emperor. Archibald approaches the envoy of House Lindaran, Amana Hazaid, and attempts to spread the same gossip as Eloise. But he's met with doubt. Lindaran is an ambitious martial house, always happy to arm a rebellion. She points out that the Emperor never needed to be infected by nanites to be violent. But while she thinks what's happening on Tupile is a mistake, she doesn't think the votes are there to oppose him. When asked, Archibald claims to be a member of the guild, which seems to earn her favor. She points out a few other individuals, including a high-collared, barrel-chested bald man, Henry Hakad of House Kinola. She lists other houses voting with the Emperor, pointing out the religious houses are all voting together, and House Novabruns, which is something of a surprise. In return, Archibald teases a possible arms deal. This interests her, and they exchange contact information. After that, Archibald decides to target House Kinola, known for their lovingly crafted orange Catholic Bibles and deep religious convictions. He thinks they might be compromised and tries to acquire a sample. While he's up to this, Eloise engages in her own politicking. She makes contact with House Weirdas, saying she's re-evaluating the guild's contracts with every house. This takes the envoy aback, who doesn't feel qualified to weigh in on such a negotiation. But Eloise is here to play hardball. She goes strong into talking about secret alliances and spice stockpiles and how House Weirdas has clearly been cut out all of this. She succeeds in making her case, and House Weirdest drops that Noah Burns plans to vote with the Emperor. On to Noah Burns. The House representative of House Nova Burns is Yeze Haram, a woman in her 40s wearing some fairly obvious medical equipment. Eloise reveals rumors she's heard that their house is in favor of nuking a whole planet. No, it's not like that. They'll speak later. While Eloise threatens Nova Bruns, Archibald approaches the openly religious delegate from House Canola. He opens with a little religious flattery, receiving an orange Catholic Bible for his trouble. After accepting the gift, he speaks of rumors involving the Emperor, his hayliners, and thinking machines. The envoy gracefully excuses himself and says he'll think carefully on what Archibald has told him. Hopefully he's gotten through. By now, evening has wound down. Archibald spots the Emperor and his truthsayer being escorted away by Sardaukar, far too well protected to be reached. The votes are still up in the air, with the outcome unsure. Meanwhile, Lysander decides to go for it and seduce someone. He decides to target House Mikarol, whose envoy is also clearly interested in him. Awkwardly, the house is known to engage in chattel slave trading. But Rasim Torni, the envoy with a whip scar across his face, sends him a drink. Lysander accepts and engages in a little flirtation. Rasim invites Lysander to spend some time with him privately where they could certainly discuss politics, among other things. In his own quarters. He gives his name as Aphelion, and Rasim requests Lysander bring his armaments. They can show each other their scars. Lysander manages to collect enough of a sample for Dr. Yue to test, and slips out back to the Ark.
All right, thank you for reading that, Ambrose, and thank you as always to Rachel for taking excellent notes. Now we can begin where we left off. I'll put it to the group here. Where do we want to begin this evening? Are we going to return to the drama and the intrigue on Kaitane, or shall we preside over the plans being made to assassinate one of the last Harkonnen heirs on Arrakis?
I'm down for either. Although Daphne's participation will be like, no, don't. I'll be in the nursery.
Right. Please don't do that. That would be bad. Anyways.
Yeah.
No, don't. Stop.
I guess we'll begin very briefly on Kaitane, because Archibald managed to secure 6 successes when it comes to getting the terrain of the political landscape, which has earned you the following. 1 second here. This is the 2-pile resolution, as it is organized in very simplistic terms, with those who are in favor, those who are opposed, and those who are undecided. Some of you possess information that the others do not yet have. You spent the first day there among the delegates as they were debating and the finer points of this resolution, and how trying to find a way to work with one another, or to try to find a way that can provide mercy to their house if they vote one way or the other. While a few others are voting with their principles. So this is how it is currently set up. You can feel free to ask any questions on the setup here, but if you need a refresher as to who these houses are, let me know, and I'll just point them out with the ruler tool, and I'll identify any one of them here. Still unsure.
So I got some intel last week.
Mm-hmm.
Is the house that I found out is voting in favor, that I was shocked to learn is voting in favor, already over in the in favor side?
No.
Okay.
House Thorvald is this one right here.
I see. Okay, got it. And the one I spoke to is the other house I married. Like I set up a union
Bruns.
between.
Correct. Nova Bruns is voting
Nova
in
Bruns.
favor.
Thank you. I knew Nova was in the name. Okay. And they have confirmed to me they are voting also in favor. So both of the families I have united are voting in favor of Two Pile. That is sus as shit. So yeah, Eloise definitely needs already set up something with Nova Bruns, I think, off planet. Um so I think that I need to talk to Thorvald that as well.
Yeah, you certainly can.
So
Now that the cat has been sort of out of the bag since last session, what is Amira doing during these proceedings after their failed actions previously?
Let me look back on our conversation.
Sure.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, so... oh, I like this chamber music.
It caught me so off guard. I was like,
wow,
the fuck?
So I forget if I rolled for this, but Amira would want to try collecting samples of blood. Oh, yes, here we are. I found out that Thorvald was compromised, and Eloise will be informed of that. So now I'm going after McCarroll.
Let me update the your map here. So now, for those of you who can see the background, you can see that House Thorvald has joined the compromised portion of the program here, which could lead you to believe that others who are perhaps in favor or even opposed to this resolution are similarly involved or similarly affected.
So we did see the Emperor bringing people in to, but like alone with him and Mahayam. We saw
Indeed.
that. Did we get a clock on who that was? I can't remember if we did.
You came later in the day, so you didn't see who who he's been courting for the past couple of weeks. But you can definitely find out.
Okay. Yes, I would love to know which houses have met with the Emperor one-on-one, because I'm just going to move them all compromised immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can engage in some gossip.
The spy
fair the
house,
next day.
the second spy house I spoke to, the one that I dropped because the first one is the one I dropped the seed about the Hayliners not coming. The second one, which is they had gotten the same intel from the first spy house, I let slip, quote unquote, let slip, deliberately seeded, probably is the better term. The second one I spoke to, I deliberately seeded how the guild is taking an intense interest in this and will be auditing and reconsidering contracts with anyone who votes in favor of the resolution. So I think I'll go to that second house because I gave them a juicier thing than I did the first one, in my mind anyways. The fact that the guild's interfering with the Landsrat is bigger, like, hotter goss to me than you're not getting your Hayliners.
Yeah, let me check to see which one it was that you spoke with here.
I
planted rumors thinking machine controlling. Okay, Shaddam and the new Highliners with Mutelli and then Wydris. You convinced Novorgons to vote against the resolution.
I think it was Wydris is the second one I talked to.
Wydris. That would be this one right here.
Okay.
The green one
yes,
with the
that
weird
is it.
insect-looking one.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one. Okay, so I will go. I would like to go to Wydris first. I will actually, now that I know that Thorvald's compromised, no reason to talk to them. Not even.
I will also update that Nova Bruns is going over here to the opposed category.
I see.
Okay, so you go to talk. Well, the day has ended.
Right.
Unless you go outside of the assembly building and try to like bully the envoy in their private residence or what have you. You're going to have to wait until the next day when they return to deliberate again.
So
I will. I'm the administrator of the guild, so I have plenty of reason to make contact with a house that has intel about things. So I will go there under the guise of my authority, with Spice in tow, of course.
Interesting. Okay.
To discuss potential future trade routes with them is what I'll have. Like, I'll send like my own envoy basically to like see if they're willing to receive me after hours, basically.
Which house is this?
Whiteress.
Wydrus, the other house that engages in espionage and secrets and stuff.
So,
Go ahead.
if the day's over, I would like to take that because I got that lady's number right here. If you look in
Oh yeah,
the
House Lindaran's representatives.
correct. I would actually like to see if I can meet up with her and have a little chat.
Amana Hazaid is the
Yes.
one that you want to talk to. She was exhausted, so she was probably heading over to the nearest big establishment that serves drinks and such for high society and everything like that. So you can ingratiate yourself easily there. You're a member of the guild. So does the pin say on your lapel. Are you taking anybody with you, or are you going by yourself?
Actually, do I have access to the face dancers, Aaron?
No, that would be Aaron only.
That's a big no.
Okay. Damn it. Okay.
Sorry.
No. I would, if anyone wants to go with me, but I doubt. Probably not. Just me.
Yeah, have drinks with some lady at a fancy establishment.
Sure.
I think you're flying solo on that one.
That's fine.
Is Lysander going to accompany Eloise as part of the security entourage to this envoy of Wydrus's?
I'll leave that up to Lysander.
Okay.
I mean, Lysander could wingman for Archibald or come with me. It's not like I'm unprotected because I do have my at least one face dancer with me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, someone else around keeping an eye on you.
Technically, even though Eloise is pretty sure who that is, she doesn't know for sure.
Thank you for reminding me. Go ahead and add face dancers as an asset to your sheet, Eloise,
Okay.
and give it a quality of 3.
Oh, damn.
Well, here's the way this is going to work. So anytime you go to utilize a face dancer for a particular operation, they count as +1 in terms of quality until you send the second one or the third one, and so on.
I got what you're saying. Okay.
So
And if I send
a
them
face
all
dancer
together,
dies, then you lose a point of quality for that asset.
got it. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so you're
I
gonna
can dig
go, and it's already evening, settling over Kaitane, so you make way with your entourage to the House Wydrus compound, and there are comm eyes everywhere all over this place. You're certain that if you're going to be going into speaking with anybody, even if you send a word and they receive you as is custom, they're going to be watching and recording you. Like these guys play that game the same, but this is not something you're not accustomed to, having come from House Cheshire, which is itself a espionage house, so of great repute. So,
And I would say I was a guild analyst for a long time, which is not exactly the squeakiest clean of positions.
right.
Yeah.
You know how to get your hands dirty.
Yes.
Sorry, real quick, Rachel, what did you say that Amira was doing whilst all of this was happening? That you wanted to get a blood sample for somebody, but I wasn't sure specifically who.
Nick Carroll.
Carl. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you probably saw the envoy going with Lysander if you were monitoring them, and Lysander leaving by themselves. You could retrieve that sample however you plan to, if you wanted to. How exactly did she want to do that? You're muted.
Sorry, I'm going to take off the face jewelry now that people know who I'm playing. Yeah, so, the first time when she targeted Thorvald, she went for a mid-ranking servant, under the assumption that if the leaders were compromised, so would the servants be.
Sure.
So I'm pretty sure, because this is how people are, all of the servants who were on duty this whole day are having their own party somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that party, and just sort of see, like, move as anonymously as possible and see who seems good to take a sample from. And so, like, high to mid management, so like not like the head housekeeper, but like the person who works for the head housekeeper.
Okay, for within their compound.
Yeah, or like not captain of the guard, but a sergeant.
Sergeant. Give me a 2 difficulty roll to shadow using move with stealth focus, and then depending on how you want to acquire the sample, these guys are going to be getting pretty hammered since it's been a lot of overtime and anxiety with having to bodyguard all these people and delegates and their aides.
I'm gonna go with duty because duty is a sharp blade.
How appropriate.
A blade that just went in Aaron's back.
Ooh. I'm helping.
3 successes. Okay, that's good. So you get 1 momentum for that. Okay, so yeah, you manage to follow one of these guys, and he kind of wanders away from the compound and goes into the city proper to do his partying or whatever. How do you want to try to acquire his DNA sample? Or is he going to try to like take a swab of his drink while he's not looking, or is something more insidious than that?
Amira's a very good dancer, or so I'm extrapolating. So I think like bring someone to wherever there is dancing going on, and
Bump
just sort of like prick, prick, prick.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, or
It's-
just
Yeah.
like
it'll-
I've gone clubbing before, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get that bruise and not notice?
Yeah.
Real. So real.
Let's see. I'll throw a little bit of threat your way, and just increase it to 3 difficulty from the average of 2. But go ahead and roll. Give me and get a free die for free. It's just to throw. You get to roll 3 dice for free, just because he's drunk.
Cool. Battle?
Whatever makes sense for you. Are you gonna try to like make it look like an accident?
Yes, because I have a focus in sneak attack.
Perfect. Use that.
Alright, battle duty 3 dice using a focus. Oh my fucking god!
I
Wow.
assume that was a good roll.
That was 3.
Only 6
twos.
successes. So you're at full momentum. You can feel free to spend if you want to, or what have you. But you have what you came for. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna test it and then deliver unto Eloise the results.
The guard captain, or the guy who's helping the guard captain, is not infected.
Okay.
And you'll
Doesn't necessarily
quietly.
prove anything, but I'll make
Right.
sure Eloise knows.
Yeah, it's telling though that the one representative had like infected AIDS and this one does not. Yeah, so you go, you acquire that, and you bump into by accident, like, oh, excuse me, and he just kind of makes his face and goes back to doing what he was doing. Says something under his breath, and you just kind of saunter away and melt into the crowds and disappear. You can make your way back to the Ark as you will. Switching gears over to Eloise and Lysander. As they arrive on the compound, House Wydrus receives you as is customary. They bring you into a main foyer, and they're kind of surprised that you decided to stop by. Clearly, this isn't business as usual when it comes to the guild, and the House Wydrus's representative says as much when they enter the room, and they kind of like scan the confines and find you standing there with your retinue, and they're like, "Oh, see, my address. This is Eva Vara, the 30-year-old 30s woman. Let's see here. She walks in and kind of like she looks like she's putting her hair down for the evening, like she wasn't expecting guests and such, but she beckons your pardon and then pulls up a suspensor chair and with a wave of her hand, like the fireplace ignites and the lights dim a little bit in the room using a dial, and she's like, "I hope the confines are to your comfort."
Oh, I'm a new administrator, envoy, Farah. You don't need to roll out the red carpet for me. I come from humble origins.
Clearly. Well, how can I assist you and your people?
Look, first,
Quite
let
an
me,
unexpected visit.
for troubling you at this late hour, she's gonna bust out the spice.
Oh, how kind! Look, that's very generous of you.
Of course.
I don't mind if I do. And she takes a little bit and snorts it. This is kind of very typical to do, and especially in these kind of situations. And she motions for some servants to come out, and they bring similar assorted drugs that you can help yourself to, as you will.
So I had a question I didn't want to ask in the confines of the Landsrat Hall, if you'll indulge me.
Please, yes.
Well, your reputation precedes you, so I imagine you know every single envoy that was called in to meet with the Emperor and Mohayim today, yes?
She smiles coyly. It's like, I may have been privy to seeing which houses have been meeting with the Emperor in private.
Interesting. Well, I have here some new negotiated terms for trade routes for House Whiterus. If they're for your liking, she's gonna slide over a tablet. It's very generous terms.
Okay. So this is like, you can't refuse this.
Like, if
this
you
bribe.
refuse this, you are making a huge mistake, and your house is gonna be like, "What the fuck did you do?"
Yeah, this is gonna put them in the targeting crosshairs. Go ahead and give me a communications roll.
Okay. This is
this'll
definitely
be-
deceit, I assume.
Yeah, especially if you're not planning on going through with it, then yes, it's definitely gonna be deceit.
It depends on what I get. Yeah, that'll be the answer. We're full of momentum, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spend one. Yeah,
Sure.
like it feels like I just should. This is always gonna be justice. And focus, yes. Okay.
Change scenes.
3 successes.
Oh, well, that's exactly what you needed. Okay. There is a complication, however. Okay. 1 second. Like, oh, well, yes. Because you got 3 successes, I'll let you. She'll give you 1 of note. She's like, House Thorvald has been meeting with him.
That tracks.
She seems kind of surprised that you say that. Like she was expecting perhaps more of a surprised look on your face. If you want to gain more names, offer up a point of momentum, and I'll give you 1 for each one that you trade.
Can I? Okay, I'm happy to do that, but I also want to try a little bait here.
Sure.
First, Eloise is gonna be like, I assume Nova Bruns is on that list too. She wants to see I don't want necessarily want the answer. I want to see her reaction.
Ha! Nova Bruns didn't need too much convincing. The threat of the Emperor was enough.
All right. I will drop another momentum then. Okay. Let's see. Let's do one of the undecideds. What's the circle one?
Oh, yes. That would be House Richez. The previous owners, are the previous,
They're the tech
previous... Yeah, they're the previous owners of Arrakis before the Harkonnen for like almost 100 years, and they used to be first place before Ix and House Vernius sort of overtook them in the tech game.
Okay,
Kind of like a
perfect
shadow
then.
of
Yeah,
their, yeah.
that love to know if they were one of the ones who went into the Emperor's place today.
Not yet.
Excellent.
But you can be assured, but clearly someone as skilled as you are in these sort of things, you can anticipate that the Emperor will be reaching out to Richez and others like them, who are, in many cases, are purposely holding out.
Interesting. Don't want to spend all of our momentum, but I'm very curious still.
I mean, we are full up. You've got momentum to spare.
Yeah, we're at 3 now because I've spent 3 total.
Yep.
All right, I will drop one more then. That'll leave us 2.
Okay.
Have you gone to a private meeting with the Emperor?
We don't kiss and tell here, you know that. And now you can roll discipline.
Okay. I'm guessing self-control does not apply here.
No. I need to spend some threat here. 1
Oh,
second.
fuck. Okay, because you're spending threat on me. I think I need to.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That's a
Holy-
roll.
Yeah.
That is indeed a roll.
3 complications.
My legend continues.
Holy shit.
You can tell that they're being coy, and you can also tell that they've already met with the Emperor.
All right, so I don't need to roll that.
No
Great.
need to roll for deceit. Yeah.
Okay. Is there okay, I have a question now.
Oh.
Is there a way I can get a swab from her by like being like, "Oh, here, let me serve you some spice." Like,
You can try, but remember this is the espionage house. So unless
Fair.
you're prepared to do that, or unless you have some help, you're gonna be hard pressed to do so.
understood. Fuck.
Mhm.
What would I be rolling in that scenario?
This is difficult because, like I said, there are comm eyes everywhere. You're always being watched. So every little thing that you do will be scrutinized and revised and analyzed, even after you're gone.
Okay, this is an insane pitch, and I'm just gonna put that out there immediately. What if I accidentally activate my Ixian dampener while I do this thing? I realize this is going to increase the difficulty so much, but I'm just seeing, floating the idea.
Oh. What is it that you're planning on doing? Is that like taking a swab of a drink or something?
Yes, exactly. Like she's gonna stumble and hit the Ixian dampener to kill all the comm eyes, and then get the swab in the same motion.
It won't kill the visual. It'll kill the audio.
Okay.
If that makes a difference to you.
I don't think it will matter if the audio is gone. Actually, it'll probably make it more suspicious and more likely to be analyzed if the audio is gone and the visual is there. Okay.
I will remind you that Lysander is also in the room, whose specialty is stealth, among other things.
Sneaky.
Oh yeah, fuck. We have house eye language too. Eloise will turn to offer Lysander some spice, and in house eye language be like, "We need to get a swab from her."
He will confirm said statement.
How does this plan look like that you're putting into effect?
I think Eloise is gonna go into full bullshit because you said she's 30s. Okay, she's in Eloise's age range of women I'm willing to hit on.
Sure.
So she's just going to go into full flirt mode now that they've done talking shop in quotes, and she's just gonna go into full flirt mode. like touching hand and like already kind of setting up the fact that like her like so that Lysander can get in and slip easier. Like she is going to have every attention on her because she's going to be touchy with an envoy, and so I think all the eyes will be focused on her because they're like, "What the fuck is she doing? Is she doing some touch poison right now?" It's just like,
Right.
no, she's just being a hoe right now. That's what she's doing.
Yeah, you kind of laugh at something she says, and you kind of like, oh dear, and like you reach over, you touch her hand, and then you like you immediately make eye contact with Lysander, communicating like, I need a sample from her as soon as you can. And he kind of responds in the affirmative. And then when you turn back, she seems to continue looking at the hand that you just touched, like maybe like you've contaminated her or something like that. But she keeps herself, she doesn't like react to it, She just stays very, very cool and even keeled. Now this is going to be some kind of a maneuver, like maybe you're going to walk over, oh, excuse me, let me take that for you. Let me take that drink away and get it to the servant's platter or something like that. And then maybe in that movement, you swap it, So that's going to be movement. And they're going to roll discipline to try to, because they're constantly watching,
Can I assist with like my communicate bullshittery, like for the distraction angle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in that case, then Lysander will be doing the movement roll, and you will be assisting with your communication. So
Cool.
you only roll one die for your assist.
Do focuses apply on assist rolls?
I'll say they do, sure.
Okay, and I'm assuming deceit applies here in a big way.
Absolutely.
Okay, I rolled the one.
Wow.
All
Excellent.
right.
Well
there
done.
you go, Lysander. There's two.
So you have 2 momentum currently, Lysander. If you want to spend 1 to get a third die.
Absolutely.
All right, so you'll be
That's
down
okay
to
with
1.
everybody.
Go ahead.
Certainly.
This is a swab we need badly.
Swab. So that is a move,
Yes. Move test.
and that's going to be faith for me because meditation by martial arts is my connection to divinity. Or no, well, to protect my house is my greatest honor. All ends up in duty.
You
Yes,
need
using
4
the
successes or
focus.
higher. You have 2 so far.
Woo! Okay. Oh yeah!
Nice.
Wow. 7 successes.
Yeah.
Wow. So you get 3 momentum back, so you're 4 now. Excellent. Yeah, you take the swab. No one is the wiser, as far as you can tell. You take that, and then you kind of put it away, and they go back. They kind of chit chatter back and forth, and you just kind of slip the thing right into your jacket pocket, out of sight, out of mind. I'm assuming you communicate this to Eloise, like, I got it, we're good,
Aww. Is that a dinosaur? That's a small dinosaur. That is not a child.
Life finds a way.
Yeah, so you communicate this to Eloise. Eloise, how do you react now that you have secured a sample?
She's gonna keep up appearances for a little bit longer because like she doesn't want to draw any attention to what just happened, and just like
sure, you chew the scenery and shoot the shit. Okay,
and then once like she's got, like figures like enough window has passed, they're not going to be suspicious. Like, well, this has been very productive. I look forward to reviewing our future trade agreements.
Oh yes, eagerly as well. Thank you. And she kind of like motions to the servants, and they kind of escort you out. Switching scenes very quickly to Archibald, who is going to some kind of an establishment where there's a lot of like ritzy people here from the assembly building. A lot of the aides come here to drink and stuff like that, and yours is no different in that regard. Amana Hazaid for House Lindarin.
Mm-hmm.
You see, she's already on her like 3rd or 4th drink already, and she's getting ready for more. It's gonna be a very long week, you anticipate. She seems surprised to see you from across the room, unless you're trying to be surreptitious in your approach.
Oh, absolutely not. I'll come in.
Okay. Yeah, she seems kind of surprised to see you, and she kind of waves you over, like, "Oh, look who's joining us." She's there with some other people, um, some of which you don't recognize, but you imagine that they're either close friends or they're confidants from work.
Could I
Who
do
is this person?
a? Could I do
This is
a?
the representative for House Lindarin, the envoy for their house, the
What's her name?
rebel house. I put it in the Discord. Amana
Thank you.
Hazaid.
Thank you. There are so many names. Thank you.
I know. Sorry.
Could I? I have Imperial Politics. Could I do a roll on that to see
On
who
who
those
these
guys
people are? Yeah, absolutely.
Truth. I'll use a momentum. Why not?
Sure.
Yes.
4
4.
successes.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. There's a complication before. Yeah, they're kind of surprised to see you here too. You realize who these people are. Second. I'll give you 2 back because you got more than you needed to identify who these people are. These are Chom advisors and Chom like workers, people who work for the giant conglomerate. And they seem to be speaking with House Lindarin's envoy. If you recall, House Lindarin is the house that very famously or very infamously supported a lot of these revolutions in different places in the Imperium. They have an agenda like most houses do, but to themselves. But they largely help and kind of undermine the Emperor's authority in places, and they do it very, very well and very, very covertly. So they run weapons and stuff like that to revolutionary groups all over the Imperium. And it's funny to see them talking with Chom Company in particular. You see that they're discussing something regarding finances and the two-pile resolution in particular. So it's up to you whether or not you want to pry into that or change the subject or what have you.
Archibald.
What's up?
They might help you get the white rabbits back.
Give me a minute. I'm sorry, my kid was. Yeah.
Don't worry, no worries.
Anyways, what were you saying?
They're basically the House Lindarin envoy is speaking with the Chom Company representatives. These are the guys that basically run the commerce, and they basically take a cut of anything that's bought and sold in the Imperium. So think of them kind of like Amazon without the delivery.
Okay. So question. You. Who do they? Wow. I forgot the Sutter car. What's their connection to the Sutter car?
They don't have one. House Lindarin helps support revolutions across the Imperium, and Chom Company is like the establishment. Essentially, they take a cut of everything that's bought and sold in the Imperium. So she's basically having drinks with like these people that are, auditors and lawyers and bankers and shit like that.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. I walk over there and I obviously introduce myself as Archie to everybody.
Yeah, Chom has a lot of power. They have a lot of the more shares a house has within Chom, the more power they're able to acquire through the Lensred. Point of fact, the Emperor in his house is the largest shareholder within Chom Company. They own something like 30 to 40%, and with the rest of the shareholders, they can. That's how one of the ways that House Carino wields the most amount of its power is through they kind of vote in lockstep with whatever House Carino and the Emperor wants. You suspect that one of the reasons why she's here talking to them is because Chom is largely financing this entire operation of the Emperor's. Because, as you can imagine, transporting atomics for hundreds of houses to Tupile for its destruction is a very expensive endeavor.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So they're kind of discussing numbers and talking shop very casually, of course, in these confines. Like, oh, have a seat, Archie. They say, well, what's your preference of poison?
I'll I'm just gonna say a Jack and Coke. I don't know what the equivalent is to that.
What
But
the equivalent of that in Dune? Sure.
yeah.
They water down some spice beer and they serve it to you that way. Okay. What is it that you want to talk to these guys about, or are you just listening in to what they're saying?
Oh no. I actually wanted to talk to the Chome people about the giant spice reserve that nobody knew about.
They kind of the Chome guys listen intently to what you're talking about. What spice reserve?
Oh, you didn't hear?
Oh yeah, I forgot I dropped that little tidbit too.
You didn't hear?
No.
Kind of been rumored around. It's all from what I hear. It's also been confirmed, allegedly, I should say. But apparently, both the Harkonnens and the Emperor were hiding a huge amount of spice. Thing is you're hiding assets, and I'm sure that it certainly would fucking annoy me. I could tell you that for sure.
You saying that the Emperor was hiding a bunch of spice assets, like stockpiling spice elsewhere?
Yeah, gives it automatically gives the fact that you might not be in his right mind. Why would he hide that from you? Just makes no sense to me.
You see House Lindarin, sorry, one of the Chome representatives, like, isn't this an allegation that the Atreides Duke made against the Emperor? I'm not polished up on my imperial politics, they say, and like looks to your drinking friend over here, Amana, and Amana is quick to say, and he's not wrong. He's not guilty of what he's been accused of. I'll continue to say so from now until we're all, stardust, she says. But yes, the allegation was that the Emperor was colluding with the Harkonnens, and that there was a big spice stockpile on Arrakis that they were just holding there. Why would that's clearly illegal, and there have been entire houses that have been destroyed, literally, over this. For decades past. I mean, we all remember what happened with Richess and this house, and their moon. Remember what happened to Corona? And they kind of nod and they kind of take
Well,
a
you
drink.
can even make a case for, you remember what happened with the Cheshires?
What about the Cheshires? One of the Jump Company representatives say, and it's like, if you ask me, any house that's too clean is guilty as charged.
Well, I heard they were.
They're not wrong.
I heard they were the ones that found it, and that's why they.
It's
got
too bad they're not
passed.
around anymore. And you see, Amana is just kind of nods. It's like, yeah, the one of the few houses that was sticking it to His Highness.
No, you don't sound like you're a real big fan of Your Highness.
I mean, can you tell me anybody who is? Besides, of course, from the religious bloc. I didn't say that, by the way, she says.
Is this the. Who's talking? Is it the Chome or the girl?
Oh, this is Amana, the
Okay,
Lindarin
alright.
representative. When she says the religious bloc, she's referring to
Enola.
two houses in particular. House Hagal and House... excuse me for a second. Canola.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well.
Canola's the super religious, like in lockstep Emperor one, right?
Yes.
I was weirdly enough, the dumb bit last time we played about canola oil, that worked so
Yeah.
hard.
Whatever helps to remind you, there's a lot. But oddly enough, you've learned that they're supposedly voting in opposition of the resolution, or at least that's what they have signaled.
That'd be out of character. That was me. Anyways, but yeah, no, I'm gonna ask her. What do you make of this opposition just in general, to be honest with you. You're planning on destroying a whole system. I'm sure that's like
No,
can't.
we're not planning on doing that. They all kind of laugh when Amana says that. That's the Emperor and his chosen few, his chosen followers.
Well, I don't know. It seems kind of extreme. You know, like there's been some real bad shit that's been happening, and Shaddam would exile him. They'll do, but he
You're not wrong.
never used atomics to do this kind of shit. And not to go back to the whole spice thing, but if he's not telling everybody about the spice on Arrakis, what else do you think he's hiding?
Oh, without a doubt, one of the Chum representatives say that the Emperor and a lot of his friends have their hands in very in many different pies that are forbidden. But they of course are beyond reproach just because of how much prestige and power they wield within the Landsrad and the Imperium in general. What are you gonna do?
Me, why is Chom behind this in the first place? I know, like, he has a majority of shares. I understand that, but I'm sure you could do something, or is that?
Why is Chom behind the resolution?
Well, why are you paying for it?
Well, who else is going to pay for it? The guild is all but, gone. What little remains of it today, it's a shadow of its former self. The Chom rep says. As for all the richest houses in the Imperium, they're completely torn as to what to do about this. The religious ones, of course, are. And this is Amana now. She's like, a lot of the religious houses obviously have a dog in this particular race. They don't abide any sort of thinking machine, and contend that any evidence of such needs to be completely destroyed. And something I can't really disagree with them on. We don't want machines running our lives like they were back then, or men with these powerful machines controlling us.
What do you think about that rumor? To be honest, what do you think about, just in honest terms, what do you think about that rumor that Shaddam is possessed?
I think it's ridiculous. We've not seen anything of what it just seems like. It's a strange thing to throw around, a strange accusation. We've not seen anything like that in the entire Imperium's history. To say that they're thinking machines is one thing. To say that somebody is being influenced somehow by them is a whole nother thing altogether.
Well, how do you explain?
You would need to have tremendous amounts of proof. It would have to be commissions and analysis and confirmation through the school, and I mean there would have to be. I mean, do you realize what sort of a scandal that would be? The questions ask themselves: how long was the Emperor under the influence of a machine? Is the rest of House Carino similarly compromised?
Well,
close confidants and friends.
True, and you do have a good point there. But one thing I do have to say. What about the Hayliners? I can't.
The new Hayliners are mixed.
Yeah.
I can't really say anything about it. I haven't even seen one.
Well, I have. We actually did a audit on that place over in the Ix.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
They're all like paying apt attention to you now. That usually was like, oh yeah, the prototype Ixian Hayliners. I have one.
Yeah, they don't have a wow
navigator.
Thank you, Jesus Christ.
They don't utilize a navigator. They all kind of look at each other with like,
no,
what?
No, they don't. To be
Would
honest,
you be able to?
I've even seen it. How it's been.
All the Chom people are leaning in to you now, and they're like, "Would you be able to give us a tour?"
Why not?
Okay, so you're like,
Listen, if
yeah,
we
I
get
could.
Chome, we have everyone's money. We have everyone's money if we get Chome.
Yeah, like, oh, you want could show us around? Like, when can when can you show us around?
Um, uh, how about how about right now? You guys
Oh,
got
no, no,
time?
no, 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 no. They all just kind of like, okay, that's cool and everything, but like, we just finished like a 12-hour day in the
That
Silver
makes sense.
Needle.
That
Like,
makes sense.
we're dead. Can we
How
just
about
maybe pick this up later on in the week? I mean, we're looking forward to the break that we get in between this week and next week, but that's not for another couple of days of deliberation and forms and
whenever
hearings
your
and
guys' next break is? Which I don't know that. What's the break?
you see, Amana's like, maybe we should reconvene. Make plans. We'll reconvene at the spaceport at the end of the week, and then perhaps Archie here can give us a tour.
Perfect. I would totally do that.
That sounds like a deal. Let's do that.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to do while these guys are just kind of casually talking and excitedly about, touring one of these new Hayliners that no one else has had the access to before?
I want to have a drink with Havana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you tell she's pretty sloshed right now, right?
Yeah. At this point.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put some money on, and I'm gonna say make it a double, and I want her to
Sure.
fill it up.
Okay, yeah, you both are getting hammered over here, or rather, she is.
Yep. So I'm gonna take one, but I'm also gonna kind of act like I'm drunk, and I'm going to kind of bump into her, so that way no, I'm sorry,
Sorry, take
not
a
a
sample.
shot, but like a beer. So after she takes the drink, like the shot, or not the shot, but like the cheers, I want to bump into her, so that way her bottle spills on me, and then I go to the bathroom, clean myself up, but hey, I got the sample.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
this is another sort of deception roll as you saw previously, so this is going to be a move thing. The whole time that you're trying to set this up and ordering drinks, you see her people, her handlers are like, "Hey, we gotta go. You gotta be up at like the crack of dawn tomorrow and head to the assembly house." And she's like, another two drinks, another two drinks." She keeps waving them off, and then that's when you make your move when she starts getting a little bit tipsy.
Who is
Just
this?
one
I'm
more
sorry?
drink.
This is Amana Hazaid of House Lindarin.
Technically, I just got here.
Wasn't
Like,
that who you've been
at least
hanging out
one.
with the whole time? Or.
Yeah, so she's the envoy to the
Okay.
house. Yeah, and so she's here with, she has her people just like everybody else does, and they're like, "Hey, you're gonna need to go back tomorrow morning, to do more, debate over this resolution. You can't keep." And she's like, she waves them away. He convinces her to drink, and you haven't rolled yet. Roll move, and I'm almost out of threat for once. So we're gonna say 3 or higher. Her
Okay,
guard are
so I
constantly
do
watching.
not know if I'm gonna. Okay, so second half is probably gonna be Arrakis, so I'm gonna use my determination point here.
Really? Okay. Are you sure? So that means
Well,
you
I
get
got
an
a
automatic
4
2.
I got a 4 and move.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
that's pretty terrible.
It is. So.
If you don't get it, if there's a complication, then you basically lose it.
Yeah. Why not? I'll spend one momentum.
One momentum. Okay. So you're down at 3.
And I got. Yeah. No. 2, so 4.
Nice. Okay. So you get your momentum back. Well spent. You can spend it if you like, but yeah, you get it without any error. Nobody seems suspicious or anything like that. You get the swab immediately. Like you put the thing into like a little capsule, and you press the button on the end, and it'll flash green or red. It flashes green. She's clear. She's not affected.
Sweet. Okay. I am gonna say we should do this again.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing that eyeliner, she says as she walks away and her people are like escorting her out of the premises.
By all
Well
means.
done, all of you. Let's see.
Oh, was I don't know if we heard. Was the Witcher sample positive or negative?
Wydris,
Yeah.
it's positive. They're infected.
Of course they are. Of course they fucking are.
Surprise.
Which means the other intelligence house probably is too. Great. Cool. Okay.
Wonderful, right?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm just making okay. Cool. Cool.
Let's start working on these undecided though.
Yeah, I updated your who's compromised and who's not. All right, so everybody kind of did their thing for that evening. Next day,
What was the verdict on Lindarin?
Lindarin is clear.
Yep.
Not affected. Did we want to switch gears and go to Arrakis, or we and begin machinations there before we go to break, or do we want to remain on Kaitane?
I'm good with going to Arrakis. I feel like we haven't been there in a minute, so
Sure.
That's in here.
All right, so we'll switch gears here for a second and head over to the sandy planet, and let me see here. Okay, so there has been a lot of planning about what to do about Raban over the last couple of days. And as part of those talks, Merlat has brought in others to kind of lend a voice to what can be done or how it should be done when it comes to utilizing the Harkonnens' own weapons of war against them. If you like, Leo, you can play Hasak, who is the big... Down his name here for Rachel. He is the highly religious Fremen Naib that was originally contesting Zoshir's claim to be the Mahdi, and kind of openly rebuked him, and in fact tried to undermine him in his own siege, in their own siege, but then was forgiven for this trespass, and as such has sort of pledged his life and that of his sieges to Zoshir's crusade against the Harkonnens. So you're there with your troop. This is a big gathering of different sieges, people, different Fremen that are going to be acting in concert for this large operation. The idea is to assassinate Raban during this big parade that's going to be taking place soon, where he's going to be, commemorating a new statue to himself, among the others that are presented in the city of Arakeen, of Carthag, of Fade and the Baron. So he's going to unveil this new statue of himself, and he's going to throw a parade to do it from the starport all the way to the residency. So you have like a clear sort of time window of when to act. The difficulty, though, is that you've agreed with Merlat's plan to steal these Harkonnen vessels called Crushers, which are basically these large metallic dropships that will essentially just drop out of orbit onto a target, and then the Harkonnens contained inside will leave the confines after the target has been destroyed, and they'll continue to ravage the immediate area. So the question is where to find these things, and how to you know where to find them, but how to acquire them, and then how to implement them into your plan without getting caught and without risking life and limb as a result. Aaron, if you'd like, you can reprise your role as Ryza, Daphne's rival. Daphne, you will of course be present, as will Merlat and Liette. Daphne, I need you to give me a roll here, a discipline notice roll. I'll tell you the target number here in just a second because I need to roll for this other character.
Okay, would observe work?
Yes, that will be perfect. Let's see, where is...
And I'll spend a momentum.
Excellent.
Oh, complication.
A complication, unless you want to pay it off with 2 threat.
Sure.
Okay. So that's 6. You get 3 successes. Let me see what good doctor rolls. Where is she? Kinds. Here we go. Gotta roll for kinds here.
And while we are rolling, Big Dad has paid for us to drink.
Oh! What?
Big Dad has paid 200 channel points for everybody to drink.
Oh, I have not... Oh.
It's fine, we got you.
No focus. Wow, so you blew it out of the water by 1, and you covered your complication. Okay, so you get a point of momentum back, actually. And you could spend it as such. You notice something that no one else here, except for perhaps Varys, who's kind of like quietly watching and occasionally offering commentary in the background. You notice something interesting in the dynamic here. There's something going on with Merlat, the face dancer, and Liette in particular. Like when you see them interact, he is very noticeably kind of questionable when it comes to bringing them into all of this. And, you know, he's here, Liette is here because she is kind of like a religious person among the Fremen. Like, the green dream that her father began work on here on Arrakis is like legendary, right? Like, they believe it and they're willing to commit to many generations of this to bring about this transformative paradise and bring it to their home. So generally speaking, he should be sort of reverent to her presence, her being present here, but instead he seems very reluctant to share any intelligence with her or to bring her into any sort of continuing conversations or actions that this council is taking part in. And you take a notice of this, and you're like, huh. Ryza can roll as well, and if she gets 2 or more on discipline observation, she can pick up on it as well.
What about espionage with that in place of observation?
I will allow it. Yeah.
Cool. Before I pick my thing, I have a question. Is Merlot one of Kyra's people?
Yes.
Or okay, then I'm using faith.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. You got 2 successes. Right on the money. So yeah, you pick up on it as well. How she reacts, of course, is up to her. You're kind of in and out of the room, you know, making sure everybody's drinks are filled and so or listening by the curtain to the room as needed to kind of be privy to what's going on.
I do have a talent. I'd like to give you a threat for 2 pieces of information.
2 threat? Oh.
No, a threat for 2 pieces of information. That's the talent on this sheet.
Oh. What did you want to know?
If I may have an asset that has a lot to do with well, you know, it's on this sheet. I want to know if there's been any like goss about Merlot and Kynes and what that deal is for my first piece of information, if I've heard anything.
Yes, you've heard he's been very conflicted as of late. With Liette in particular. Like, very conflicted.
Second piece I want to know is how long was Merlot a disciple of Kyra? Was he like a latecomer or like one of the early advocates?
He was one of the early advocates, which is why he rose through the ranks and why he remains the sort of the spy master among them. Yeah.
Cool. I'm good.
All right, cool. So this council convenes, and you see Hasak, you're there, Zushir, Daphne. Merlat is kind of laying out the groundwork for this operation. He's like, we have confirmed intelligence about where to find the Harkonnen crushers that we're seeking to use during this parade Raban wants to throw for himself. In particular, we know where to find it. The Harkonnens have been keeping a lot of their old tech, a lot of their weapons of war, on the second moon of Dune. It's like it's heavily guarded and secure, such as it is. So we'll want to take caution in approaching something like that, as typically most houses, especially those of importance like House Harkonnen, will be keeping things like atomics in places safeguarded thus. And if my previous knowledge of such security systems are correct, any mistake made in acquiring these weapons could result in complete destruction of the facility and everyone therein.
Ryza will lean into Merlot and just for him, just whisper, be like, won't the guild satellites be able to tell us where said atomics will be located?
Say that again. The guild satellites on where?
Where won't the guild satellites be able to tell us where the atomics are located?
Oh, no. He's not speaking specifically about atomics. He's speaking about the crushers. He's like, it's being kept in a place where you would expect to have atomics also be housed. Not to say that there are atomics there, but it's being kept under the same sort of security apparatus that would be used for something as sensitive as atomics. So it's possible that the Harkonnens are keeping atomics and are keeping it on the second moon of Dune. As far as the like, if you're inquiring about like the Atreides atomics, the guild would probably know.
Okay, I will switch my thing and be like, if you're worried about atomics, what about the ones the Atreides left here?
It's like, well, I'm not particularly concerned about the use of atomics, not for something like this. We want to be a little bit more precise with the use of weapons in this particular instance. This is a parade. People are going to be attending this event, likely at gunpoint, but they're going to be attending it nonetheless. We want to minimize the amount of casualties among the civilians. For
Outframe,
not doing so will pit them against us in the long term.
But they're outframe.
Such as they are.
They
still nonetheless need to be taken into consideration. This is a political matter. You wouldn't understand. It's kind of almost dismissively.
Daphne will stand up. So, speaking of outframe.
Ooh. Damn. Wait, aren't you afraid to? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So,
I have
I'm gonna
one thing to say. Whatever this plan costs, our children, my children, your children, will pay the price. And
There's always a cost to be paid.
And then she leaves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Merlat just kind of like, it's like water off of his back. He's like, anyways, let's continue with what we were saying. But to be respectful, he's like, there's always a cost to be paid. Always.
What if it doesn't work?
And so just, like, Daphne will go back to, like, a quiet spot, back to the nursery, and, like, resume her memory meditation.
Sure.
So I'll go over all the notes that you sent me on that.
Okay. Merlat kind of dismissed you, Ryza. Are you kind of like taking your rounds and helping with the twins? Or
Yeah, she's going to do what a Betty Desert trade person does best, which is blend the fuck in now.
Sure. All right, you guys are off doing your things. What did you want to have to say on the subject, Hasak?
What if it doesn't work?
It has to work. See, Merlat says, almost like slamming the table, and he kind of like furrows his brow. It draws a look from Kynes. Like, are you okay? And he's like, we need a
No,
win. We need a win right now.
I understand we need a win, but what if they just have someone to replace them? They got like, I don't know how, I don't know how it works, but they have more people. Roban is
Not like
just
this
type
is
A. They'll just bring in type B.
this.
They'll
I
just
mean,
go
you're
down.
not wrong, Hasak, of course, but you have to realize that killing Raban is more than just a logistical or tactical decision. It's symbolic, especially with what we're trying to do here and bringing and tearing down their war machine. Would you not agree, Zoshir? Madi, he says.
It's necessary.
I agree.
I need
but
to bring my people hope.
I agree, but I also think it could lay down on the hammer even harder on us.
They've already been laying down the hammer, as you say. They've been hammering us in the south. They've been hammering us in the north. They've been attacking us, poisoning wells, killing entire villages within the basin with impunity. This stops now. When
I'm
when
not
we
saying
get
we
rid of
should.
Raban, we make a statement
I'm
that
not
even
saying
the
we
most
should.
powerful among them can be touched.
I'm not saying we shouldn't do this because I am 100% in for it, but I just the blowback's most likely going to be worse than it is now, and like you said, it's already bad.
I believe your outfriend friend, Lady Daphne Lasayadina, Daphne had said as much before she departed. There's always going to be a cost no matter what. Are they going to pay it first is the question. Now, and he kind of brings up open to the table, and you see Kynes kind of step back for a second, and she's kind of thinking about all of this. She's like, if you're going to be operating crushers, you're going to need somebody who understands the equipment. Do you have anybody here that can pilot such a craft? The room goes quiet.
Riza will step forward to Zoshir because she's already worked her Benny Gesserit bullshit on Zoshir, correct? If I
Yes,
remember
she has.
correctly.
Yeah.
Great. She'll like hand on back, like giving him, a drink, and just be like, "We have allies that can, though." And then back into the fade into the background.
Yeah. What does Zashir say to this?
He'll look contemplative for a moment, and then ask what she had in mind.
Oh shit.
Oh, me, Madi?
Yes.
Well, outframe versus outframe seems like an elegant solution to me. And you speak of blowback, but doesn't the guild need to transport them? And they're our ally now. How would they get here? Forgive me, Madi, for speaking out of turn.
No, it's an interesting idea. If we could pit the Outframe against the Outframe, that would save many Fremen lives. But I don't know that our people would find that honorable.
Of course, Madi.
Merlat this whole time has been silent, but giving you the "I'm gonna fucking kill you" eyes, Riza. And then when Madi says that, exactly right, Madi. Now, if we can continue, and he kind of gives you this look like, "Get the fuck out of here." It's like, we're going to need a way to infiltrate the facility on the moon, acquire the crushers, and then bring them into orbit to drop onto Raban. If anything goes wrong here, they're going to swarm us. They're going to come after us, and so we need a contingency plan and a plan for escape. Who's going to pilot the crushers, and how will the people undertaking this mission directly? How will they be able to extract, or is this is this action definitive? Meaning, are we going to expect them to come back from it or not?
Can we learn how to
Logistically
pilot
speaking.
them?
Right. Essentially, Merlad is asking, like, we need to know who we're going to commit to this action because whoever's undertaking it may not come back alive. We have to take that into consideration. And with that, we'll take our break. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Rise up, rise up, rise up. Two. Thank you, Big Dad, for the benevolence.
Yes, thank you, and welcome back. Where we last left off, the entourage was making a decision on how to bring about Raban demise. So you have to make a decision here, Zoshir, as to who is going to lead or spearhead this particular operation. Who's going to pilot these crushers? Because whoever's going to do it may not be able to come back.
Oh dear. I feel like Zoshir would ask who wanted to volunteer for such a task because it needs to be done with honor. If someone's told who will
Right.
go, they might not want to go, and that's, kind of not quite that honorable.
Kynes says something to the effect as whoever deals the killing blow, whoever undertakes this and dies as a result, will be martyred for the cause.
I'll need to speak with my people.
Merlat's like, very well. Time is of the essence, however. Let's reconvene here in 1 hour's time. And with that, he dismisses the meeting. Everybody kind of disperses. He's very quick to just kind of leave, which is not like Merlat. Merlat likes to sit in council with you after the meeting and wants to like pick your brain and like offer you advice. And right now he's just like, fuck. He's kind of almost storms off out of the room. Kynes is kind of like, contemplating things, looking at the map of the second moon of Dune and the facilities that you were able to achieve using the guild's satellite matrices, and you have like nice aerial photography and layout of what this facility looks like and everything like that. She's just kind of looking it over. What do you do?
Can I pursue Merlot?
Yeah, he's not a ghost. He kind of walked out in a bit of a, like, he's very obviously troubled. You suspect this operation is like a big deal for him, so he wants to get it right. But yeah, you go after him and stuff. And, he's kind of like he has that classic like contemplative, posture where he's kind of like leaning up against the corner and he's kind of sipping on like some spiced coffee when you come up on him, and he's like, my D, was there something that you needed from me?
You acted unlike yourself. I was wondering if all was well.
Everything's fine, completely under control. It's like we just need to figure out what it is that we're going to do and push through to make it a success. We need this win, my D. I assume you feel the same way as I do.
Yes. Do you have any suggestions as to who might want to lead such a mission?
I do not, but I've normally I would recommend one of my own face dancers, but we're running a bit low on those these days. And in order to fulfill Kyra's promise to us, at least one or more of us needs to survive this crucible that we're in. Otherwise, I'd do it myself.
I would not ask that of you.
And he kind of like, you could tell when he's thinking or plotting and the wheels are turning in his mind, he kind of like, what about Kynes?
Liet.
But if she were to be martyred, that would help our cause, would it not? And it would degrade the Harkonnens as well.
Would, but I believe Liet is the only one who holds the key to the Green Dream.
What if that weren't the case?
What do you mean?
Well, just as Pardo kinds imparted the Green Dream onto Liet, could Liet not impart the Green Dream onto you? You see what he's getting at here. This is that he's contemplating a transfer of power from Liet to you. The cost, of course, is obvious. She would have to die.
If she volunteered to do such a thing, I could not deny her. However, I would not tell her to do such a thing. A martyr must be a volunteer.
That I understand, yes. Do you think she could be persuaded to do such?
That I do not know. Battle does not seem to be her strong suit.
Agreed. Would you like me to speak to her? He said that a little bit. He offered that a little bit too quickly, in your opinion, Zashir.
Yeah, I don't like that very much. Zoshir will look contemplative for a moment, and then shake his head no. No, this has to be genuine.
I understand. Take all the time that you need to confer with your allies. Perhaps you can speak to. What was her name? Riza? None of my business, he says.
You have any reason not to trust Riza?
It's not my place to say, Madi. For that one, I would suggest speaking to Sayadina Daphne.
Very well.
I do not trust her counsel, however. Not in a war room.
She's a Sayadina, or not quite a Sayadina yet, but they do know the prophecies. However, they are not trained in war that I know of. Thank you, Merlot, for your counsel.
Always, he says. And with that, he kind of turns on his heel and leaves. Hasak, you're in the room with Kynes herself. She's kind of thinking all of this over. Do you say anything to her?
No. I kind of contemplate as well on what's going on. So is he saying that he wants to volunteer Kynes to be leader and to die?
He said this in confidence, in private, to Zoshir. He was saying that it might be beneficial to have her be martyred as such, and for the Green Dream to be transferred onto Zoshir instead of just, Kynes. Because whoever's going to pilot those things is probably not going to survive.
To be honest with you, I don't think that's a great idea.
Do you say as much? Well, you're not privy to that aspect of the conversation. Just that Merlot and Zoshir feel that whoever is going to do it needs to do it voluntarily. They can't be told to do it because, for obvious reasons, they're having to give up their life to do this.
Well, knowing what you told me about Hasak, okay, he obviously hates Zoshir.
Well, he did, and then things changed.
Things did change, but I also think But he also, I'm going to assume that this is also a change that he probably wouldn't have gone down himself. I feel like if he was doing this for like the good of Arrakis, he would probably volunteer to do this, to be honest with you.
Right. It would be a
Assad.
privilege for a
Especially if he's
religious
like
warrior to
really
die in
religious like you
battle, of
say he
course.
is.
Hmm. And taking
I
out a
definitely
big target like Raban, right?
Yeah, I definitely think that he would probably volunteer.
Did you want to bring that up in council
Yeah,
when
sure.
you reconvene? Okay, very well. Kynes kind of keeps to herself. She has her own entourage and such. She doesn't talk to you much, so she kind of keeps to herself. Is Daphne doing anything during this period before they reconvene and make a decision?
Uh, yeah, she's gonna go find Zoshir.
Excellent. You find him. You see he's like crossing the siege from the other direction because he was just talking seemingly to Merlat, who's walking away in the background.
How goes the murder plan?
Difficult.
It should never be easy.
Are you disappointed?
My feelings are complicated. I would prefer that this not be necessary. But I think it is necessary. And I hope my declining to participate will not be read as cowardice by the rest of the Fremen.
I would expect that they would view Sayadina as a bearer of prophecy, not a mover of parts. Then again, after seeing some of the machinations of some Sayadinas, I think I know better.
That's what the Bene Gesserit are good at, the moving of parts. But there aren't enough parts here to move, not without getting too close to Raban. I would never send a sister, no matter how much I hated her, to him.
Is her sister that you hate?
None come to mind. Because I have no idea what that bitch has been up to. Let's
Truth.
say, if Amira was Sayadina, I would not even send her to Raban.
Interesting.
He is hateful and cruel, and any sister sent to him would have to suffer in order to be effective, and that's too much to ask of anyone.
That is why I do not wish to ask it.
I understand, but I have seen something. I've been looking in my memories of the Butlerian Jihad. You know how the memories work?
No. Admittedly, I do not.
I can remember my mother's memories and her mother's memories and her mother's memories. It gets harder to find. As you grow older, you forget things, and the genetic memory seems to be the same, but I've been looking for memories of the Butlerian Jihad, and I found something.
What did you find?
It was viral warfare back in the day. The humans, found a neural network powered by satellites that he was called Omnius then. He might be Allfather now, or some iteration, some copy of him. He would send commands out through these nodes to the infected that they would follow. And the humans, I don't know how a machine can get a virus, but that's what people remember it being, a virus that they infected the machines with. But not every machine. There was this terrible counterattack by the machines. including a virus, a retrovirus. So what gives you a cold, what makes you sneeze, it was sent from the machines to the humans. But a spice slowed the virus down. That was the start of the Imperium needing Arrakis, relying on Arrakis, aggressively mining the spice, because without the spice, billions would have died.
That does not justify their actions towards my people.
It does not justify it at all. But it explains where it started, and it also gives you leverage. Because we are fighting the thinking machines again, and if they send the virus at us again, we have some form of, I don't know if the right word is antidote or treatment or cure, but something that will prevent it from ravaging humanity.
They would just come in droves again and mine our dunes and enslave our people.
And that's why I'm not getting involved with this plan for Rabban, but I'm not blocking it either. With him out of the way, with the bear neutralized, with the Harkonnen off Arrakis, now the Fremen control the spice.
One minor point. You don't know that the Baron's dead.
I don't, but I just sort of assume something has happened because he hasn't been seen in public since forever.
That's a fair take, yeah.
Me
All right,
snickering
Igor,
about the whole AI of Netanyahu currently.
But if Allfather gets what he wants, then he will infect the whole Imperium. And the cure is here, and without the Harkonnen, you have the keys to the pharmacy.
Quite a bit lays on this.